Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to discuss my preferred classroom management style. I have chosen positive behavioral interventions and supports, also known as PBS or PBIS. Okay, let's take a look at what PBIS is. Uh, PBIS is a positive, proactive approach to encouraging and acknowledging expected behaviors within a classroom. So why do we use PBIS? Well, for one, the data shows significant promise in reducing behavioral issues and improving academic achievement. It's a classroom management style that uses a systematic approach. It causes you to be proactive in dealing with behavioral issues in the classroom. And I like it because it develops really a consistency across the classroom within really that student-teacher relationship. Okay, so what does it really mean? Well, it means using reinforcers that help model the type of behavior you want to see in your classroom. It begins with you teaching how to achieve the expectations that you want in your classroom. So that way, the students don't have to guess. So it's a system that acknowledges students displaying that positive behavior that we want to see in the classroom. Okay. So let's take a look at the purpose of these acknowledgments. All right. Its purpose is to reinforce the teaching of new behaviors that you want to see. It also encourages the behaviors that we want to see in the future. Also, it helps to harness the influence of kids who really are behaving the way you want to see behave in the classroom. So again, it really kind of falls along with those expectations in the classroom. It also strengthens positive behaviors that can really compete with problems that you might have in the classroom. Okay, so let's take a look at really this acknowledgement system. And this comes in three different types of levels. Okay, one is really high frequency, things you deliver at a high rate of speed in the classroom. Okay, those positive reinforcements. Then it could be a level where it's unexpected, right? Acknowledgement where you bring big surprise or attention to certain behaviors, and this doesn't have to necessarily be at quick intervals. All right, and the third level is really these long-term celebrations, these acknowledgements, and that's used to celebrate or acknowledge the entire classroom for positive behavior. Okay, so how do you implement PBIS? Okay, well, once this is established, you teach, you practice, and you positively reinforce your expectations. Okay, so you encourage your students by looking for the positives and providing immediate feedback, frequent feedback, and probably most important, you want detailed feedback. Okay, so PBIS can be implemented in a tiered system. Okay, three different tiers. Tier one, really just universal. You really use this in just about all. It's really preventative and it's proactive, and this should really work. Probably 90% of your students, if not more. Okay. The second level could be some of the problems or behaviors that you don't want to see in class. Okay. This might require some small group interventions with the students. And then the third tier that you're looking at is really going to be your at-risk kids. Okay, this is going to probably be interventions that you're going to need additional admin or perhaps maybe even family support for that. Okay, so where can PBIS be implemented? Okay, because you can use these principles and concepts, within your classroom, but if we're being honest, not every minute not every day is spent particularly in the classroom, right? Perhaps maybe you send kids to the media center or the library. You might have days where you go to the lab room. Okay, you're maybe constantly sending kids, restroom passes, playground, recess, okay, cafeteria, all right, hallway, all right. All these areas you can certainly still implement PBIS. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples of some positive reinforcements. Okay, the obvious one is verbal praise, verbal reinforcements. Now, not all reinforcements have to be tangible. You can, or some can be tangible. You can give certificates, stickers, tickets. You can. There's really a bunch of stuff that you can do. You could recognize kids in the school newsletter. You could give kids bonus time or bonus points. So we're really looking at just a lot of opportunities for positive reinforcements in the classroom. Okay, so let's look at dealing with consequences. Okay, while the goal of PBIS is to focus on reinforcing, the positive behaviors in the classroom, this does not mean you don't address the negative behaviors. So you have to distinguish what are minor and major classroom incidents. Okay, the minor incidents for the PBIS system, those type of things, it allows you to handle inside the classroom. Now, obviously, there might be some circumstances where you might have a major incident. Okay, PBIS. This is probably where this is out of your hands, and it probably needs to be something taking up with admin or the front office. Okay, because look, at the end of the day, all behaviors have to be addressed. Okay, we just want to make sure we are emphasizing, the positive behaviors, and they should, probably more importantly, be verbally acknowledged. That's what PBIS is all about. So I think this is really one of the main reasons why this classroom management style would work best for me. It requires you to work closer with the students, especially maybe the students in greater need of intervention. Okay, it also builds a sense of community, in your classroom. I personally like the more positive classroom environment. And it feels, honestly, when you have a positive learning environment, I think kids learn the best in that type of atmosphere. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this presentation on positive behavior, reinforcements, and supports. Thank you.